Hi, my name is Shayla Miles, and I chose to listen to the I Have a Dream speech by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on August 28, 1963. I never really studied the speech in school, so I thought it might be interesting to actually take a look into it today. The speech was originally called March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. John F. Kennedy met with civil rights leaders such as Roy Wilkins, Whitney Young, and Dr. King about proposing a march to bring the civil rights issues to light. Something that I thought really stood out to me was the fact that Malcolm X was not a supporter of the march. 6 months before the iconic speech was given at Lincoln Memorial, Kennedy assured the public it would be a peaceful event. During the entire speech, nonverbal cues were visible, such as body movements, hand gestures, nodding, eye contact, and holding such a demanding posture. Dr. King really captured the attention of the audience of over 250,000 people, 60,000 of which were white. Originally, the march was estimated to have only 100,000 attendees. Among this enormous crowd of people, celebrities stood as well, such as but not limited to Charlton Heston, Sidney Poitier, Sammy Davis Jr., Burt Lancaster, James Garner, and Harry Belafonte. Because Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was the 16th speaker that day, a lot of people left before he took the podium. The temperature that day was 87 degrees and extremely humid. Even with the thousands of people that left before he could begin, could you imagine being there with all of them? It must have been hard to hear the speech if you happened to be in the back. Even being able to watch the speech online, it's still hard to understand certain parts due to the audio and technology not being as advanced as it is today. There were certain parts that I had to Google to find out what was said because the audio was so bad. Not only was the sound not too good, the English language has changed since then. There were certain phrases in the I Have a Dream speech that I had to search because I didn't quite understand. For example, Dr. King Jr. stated, "And the marvelous new militarism which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to a distrust of all white people. For many of our white brothers have evidenced by their presence here today that they have come to realize that their destiny is a part of our destiny." Not only is it difficult to make out some of the audio, but when you have a boyfriend and daughter at home, it makes it that much more challenging. There's constantly a distraction when they are here. I'm always asked questions from the time they get home to the time they go to sleep, such as, "What's for dinner? Did you wash my work clothes? Mom, can I have some money for lunch tomorrow?" Not only do I work full-time, but now I'm attending school full-time, so there's distractions from life in general. I still have to take care of the household, which honestly is at least 1 to 2 hours of night of chores. I'm very good at multitasking. However, having to make a video is much more difficult than writing something. I can easily tune them out when doing homework and typing on the computer. However, when needing them to be quiet for 5 to 10 minutes while I make this video is pretty difficult. And I'm hoping I can make it through the whole thing. There's not many tasks I'm unable to do without it affecting my listening. For example, when I'm in meetings at work, I doodle all over my notebook. And when I have webinars where they are taking over my computer, I answer emails on my phone at the same time. Working in such a fast-paced medical environment helps to master multitasking and active listening. I will leave you with the following excerpt from the most memorable, powerful, and extraordinary speech ever. "And when this happens, when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up the day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, 'Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last.